Today, I'm going to teach you the 2 rules you need to know to win every single gunfight in Warzone. Rule number 1, don't shoot your gun unless you're 90% sure you can get the down. Rule number 2, centering. Put your crosshairs in the place where your enemy's going to be before they get there. I just thought I'd give you both rules up front because more than half of you have ADHD and you can't stay to watch the end of my videos anyway. But here's the problem. Most players break these rules constantly and they still can't figure out why they're losing gunfights. In this video, I'm going to show you how to follow these 2 rules with clear and simple examples, so you stop losing gunfights that you should be winning. Let's get into it. Let's look at these examples and let's focus on rule number 1 and rule number 2. Again, I'm going to reiterate, rule number 1 is centering, putting your center dot where the enemy is going to be before the enemy gets there. Rule number 2, do not take gunfights unless you are 90% sure you will get the down. So let's take a look at what we have here. So we got Scooter here, 540. He's coming across. Look at his crosshair. There's a couple different things I want you to see here. Get my little nifty tool. So his crosshair right here is on the building. There's never going to be somebody there. We have this whole open place right here. And we have a sniper that he hasn't even seen yet up here in the tower. So the places where he should be thinking of where my centering should be this window and this doorway, not over here. Because if somebody comes out of this window, if somebody comes out of this doorway or this window, he's going to get deleted. There is no UAV up, as you can see, so he has no information as he's traveling. Let's keep a watch on his centering here. So he's going to go in the building. Oh, nope, it's gonna go over here. So we're coming across. He's going after his scab thing. And this is a centering. This is another area where we're coming around the building. And let's look where he puts his centering on this angle right here. Again, if you're over here, you're gonna have these people here. You're gonna have these buildings here where their people could be. Then you have this window, and then you have this window. So, and this window. So he's coming around the corner here. Again, no information. And I'm going to reiterate, center dot is here. It's not here where there could be people. It's not this window where there could be somebody. Shoot, there could be somebody in that window. There could be somebody in this window. Which you want to think, okay, where do I put my crosshair, Puffin, if there's so many different spots? Me personally in this situation, I'm going to look at this area right here first, and then I'm going to put my crosshairs up at this window, because that's where people look out when I'm coming around that corner. So let's see how this shakes out for Scooter 540 here. All right, we're gonna come across a little vending machine, which is cute. He's using the KV broadside jawbreaker, which I've seen online. It's just not the best gun. We're in solos here, so we're gonna get loot. But look how he's looting. He's looting, looking down at the whole time. So we hear somebody coming. He's gonna booby trap the area. He hears them. So look at his center dot now. This is a little bit better for sure. His center dot is right here. So if somebody comes in, a chest enemy is going to be there. If you're going to hold this angle, aim a little bit higher, because a little bit higher is that head damage, and you're going to get a faster time to kill if you shoot in the head. So if he's going to hold this, it's still going to be belly, maybe a couple little chest areas if you're going to hold this angle. But let's see how this rotates in. Just something to think of when you're in gunfights. You want to make sure where you're going. So he's going to booby trap the area. Got heard a sniper shot. Somebody just went down. All right, he's going to little peek this. Okay, he's going to mount. And he takes some shots here. So, okay. So let's rewind that and look at that a little bit. So this is exactly what breaking rule number 2 here, guys. So taking a gunfight where you can't get 90% sure of downing somebody. So he is taking a gunfight up in Fire Tower here. This is not going to work. 1, he doesn't have the right equipment. It's not a sniper. And 2, if he gets the down, the chance of him getting over there and being able to finish are slim to none. Because look at this, because he has spring mines right there. So nothing to throw up there to finish it. There's no grenade, there's no thermites, there's no nothing. So he's not going to be able to finish that. This is a lose gunfight. This is not a winnable gunfight, but he's going to entertain it versus a sniper. And this is why people lose gunfights, because you should only take gunfights when you have 90% chance of getting the down. It's just the best way possible there. So now he's just let him know, I'm in this building, I am downstairs, And so now the sniper is acutely aware of where he is. And now we're going to crouch walk into this room and take another peek at the guy in fire tower. So let's see how this works out for him right here. Lining up the shot, shooting completely off, then gets deleted. So let's take a look at this frame by frame here. There's a couple things I want you to notice. One, you don't want to take a gunfight at this angle. This is a sniper's dream, by the way, because the sniper is line of sight is just this window, and he gets to see your entire profile while you just get to see his little head. So he is so happy about that right there. So he's going to take a couple shots here, but I want you to notice the glint is on the left and he is shooting on the right, which makes no sense. So it's giving time for this sniper to pull off the shot and get lined up there. So when we go forward in the shot here, we can see he's going to get deleted. Not a good gunfight. Broke rule number 1 and rule number 2. All right, we're back with Scooter now, and we're at in game with him. So let's see how he does it in game. We're gonna get a crack there. So let's take a look at that one more time. So he's gonna get a crack there. Again, he gets the crack because if you notice, he's not aiming at head, he's aiming at chest. So he's using a sniper rifle. He's using the XRK Stalker, which will get you a one-shot down within a certain range. But he's aiming at the chest. He's aiming at the chest. You gotta aim at the head. So it's still lower. You gotta aim a little bit higher when using the sniper rifle here. So he only gets the chest and he only gets broken plates. So that guy's gonna rotate in. Now there is 3 total players up here on the right-hand corner. Left, so it's him and then that guy who we just cracked. So let's see what he does here. So I wanna look at his crosshairs. Now think about, what would you do in this situation? His crosshairs are actually pretty good right here. He is set up to win a gunfight at this level. But think about it. If you're in downtown, how many times are there people above you? Right? This is where I would be looking up here, because this is the most likely position of where they're gonna be. So let's see how this shakes out for our boy here. All right, we got the guy up there. He's gonna take the gunfight. Gets deleted once again. Now he's lost both of these gunfights for breaking both rules. One, poor centering. So time to react. So let's look at that. He broke that. So he is going back and forth here. He finally looks up, but he mounts and he finally looks up and sees the guy. So his centering is not there. Now he is taking a gunfight where he doesn't have a way of finishing or even 90% of getting the down, especially with that gun. I believe it's a TAC 56. It's breaking both rules, and this is why he is losing both of these gunfights. That's why I say if you follow these rules and study these rules, you will win your gunfights. And our boy Scooter here gets deleted. Let's take a look at this next gunfight. All right, so we got gentleman right here looting good old Giraffe. We got a car coming in. Okay, what do you do in this situation if you're him? You have a car coming in. You know it's coming in right over here. You can see Beavis's giant head. So we have the shack here. We have the trailer or the, tractor right here. You need to get to cover because he's going to come in. Where would you go? Here's what I would do. If it was me, I would go towards the house, not in the house, towards the house and behind the tractor and use it as cover. That's what I would do to get to a good piece of cover. Now, his center dot, we will see here in just a second on where his center dot is, because I don't think his placement is ready to go. So he comes over, his center dot is right here where Butthead's already getting off this thing. So he's not catching up, which tells me his sensitivity is probably too low on his horizontal sensitivity since he's not keeping up with that. So, but his centering is not good. So let's see where this ends up. All right, he's getting shots. Here's the wonky thing on this gunfight. One, he's shooting with a trailer right here, or the tractor, I should say. And these bars right here are messing up with aim assist. You won't get aim assist through these bars. So as he's coming through, he's losing aim assist, which is going to lose this gunfight. So you want to make sure you don't lose the gunfight there. And he's helping. It's hurting him get chest and head. But look at his crosshairs. It's right at the stomach. If he's aimed a little bit higher with that fang, he'll have a better chance at winning this gunfight. So let's see here. Gets deleted. Now, it's a couple different things here. One, he loses the gunfight because of centering, but two, he just shouldn't take in the gunfight because he didn't have 90% chance of downing him. He should have gone to cover, gone towards the house, gone more towards the tree, and he would have won the gunfight. Now, this gunfight is definitely interesting because look at his centering right here at this gunfight. This gunfight, he's got great centering right here. His center dot is on the fence line. Now, this guy has a complete nasty heady right here. This is a hard heady to hit, especially when your optic is so shallow. He needs a bigger optic here. But his centering is good. I will give him that. Great centering. Now, let me ask you this. Taking this gunfight, do you have 90% chance of getting the down? No, you do not have 90% chance of getting the down here. So, should not be taking this gunfight. It's gonna get deleted. Now, a couple things I want you to notice here. One, he should not have been taking the gunfight. We talked about that. 90% chance roll is out the window here. Secondly, he tries to take cover against this wooden plank right here. We all know, I know it's a video game, but this wooden plank right here is probably one of the only things in the game that's actually has realism. You can shoot through a fence. So you don't want to take cover with the fence. Not a good idea. Centering is still good though, because look at, that's where the enemy is. I will give him that. Great centering. That's where the heady is. But you're not going to win a gunfight from that angle. He should have backed up and gone towards the house and used the house as cover. And then he could have shot across and he would not have gotten deleted there. So again, broke both rules and lost the gunfight. All right, we are in game. We got a car coming. This guy is reloading his ammo. So in this situation, what would you do? You're out in the open. There is no cover. So what would you do here? I would tell you what I would do. What I would do here is I would play it exactly how he's playing. He's playing it really smart here. He's reloading his frags. He knows that guy's in a car. Good throw. He cooks it long enough. Then he goes ahead and cooks the second one. Gets some shots on. Finishes up here. He's a little shaky in his aim, but we are in game, and now he's in a 1v1 situation right here. He's the last one up. 1v1 in this situation right here. So let's see how he folds out here. So we're gonna come out here. You know he's got it right there. Okay, we're there. Now look at his crosshair. His crosshair, terrible. That is feet and legs, guys. That is going to lose us gunfights. We don't want to lose gunfights. We want to win gunfights. And centering, and that's why I keep saying these two rules. Centering and taking a gunfight when you have 90% chance of winning. Now, this doesn't apply at the end game, obviously, because it's 1v1. You have to take the fight. But you're both out in the open. Centering wins gunfights. He is losing this right now because of the centering being so poor. So, let's see. So now he jumps, he's taking damage. He's got a few hits on him, but look at his centering. Centering's a little bit better, but now he's not aligned with him. So his centering's right here. That's still gonna be a belly shot. It's not gonna be a chest shot. So we gotta make sure we're aiming for the chest. A little bit higher is right here. He's close, but he's not. So he's gonna get a lower shot value right where he's at now. So we don't wanna do that. We wanna make sure we are chest instead of belly. He gets deleted, loses that gunfight. So let's look at it from the other POV and see what he was seeing. He's jumping around. Look at these shots. Okay, I like this. So let's back this up a little bit. What I'm going to tell you here, we're going to watch this, is if I can get it right on the spot. So we got the kill cam. There's a couple, look at that. So there's a couple things there I want to take a look at. Let's rewind it just a little bit. Now look at his crosshair. This is what I want to talk about. His crosshair is right chest and head. So he's going to get a faster time to kill because he's aimed at the chest and head the entire time. Now, if we take a look at this a little bit further ahead, he maintains that position. Look, so now he's cracked. His crosshairs did dip a little bit below the line, but he's already cracked to finish this gunfight. So he's got good positioning, better centering. And did you see that little wiggle there? Let me see if I can show it on screen. The little wiggle. Let's see if we can. Right there. This is where it kicks back up from aim assist and goes right to the head. And he gets a headshot right there. And it downs him and he wins the gunfight. If he doesn't get that shot, he loses the gunfight. But his centering was key here. That was the biggest piece. That's why the other guy lost, is because that's why the other guy lost, because Moog here had better centering. And I'm telling you guys, the biggest thing here is the 2 rules. One is you got to put your placement with your crosshairs where the enemy is going to be. And 2, you need to make sure you're not taking gunfights in spots you're not going to get the down. Now, obviously, in-game's a little bit different, but that's going to be the differentiator here when he's winning gunfights here. So this gets the kill, downs him, finishes him, and he gets the win. And this helps him win the gunfight. And hey guys, if you like the content and you want to watch more videos from me, go ahead and check out this video right here where I hired a pro Warzone coach to fix all my mechanics in game. And he gave me some valuable information that I'm giving to you guys right now. Go ahead, click it. And then, hey, if you have time, hit subscribe, turn notifications on, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.